Today we're joined by Chris McDonell, Sandler Trainer from Baltimore, Maryland. Chris, thanks for being here.
Oh, Nema, thanks for having me. It's a pleasure.
You know, you are one of the best trainers I know and just one of the nicest guys I know. I'm not sure if anyone's ever said this to you, but your LinkedIn profile picture kind of makes you look like a Bond villain.
Nema, do you ever do any work?
This is work. So Chris, we're definitely in uncharted times right now. What are the behaviors, attitudes, and techniques that you're suggesting that your clients engage in during this period?
Well, Nema, yeah, definitely unprecedented times for sure for all of us. One of the biggest things is to remember to always be compassionate and empathetic. And obviously during normal times, if you will, those are critically important. But today, more than ever. And when it comes to, let's start with attitude first. When you think about attitude, a couple of things come to mind. And one is just to be there, be present. It's really easy to dwell on the news, to dwell on everything and put your head in the sand, whether you're a leader or a salesperson or anybody. It's easy to put your head in the sand. And you really have to think about the results that you're after from an attitude perspective. It's about connecting, being compassionate, being empathetic, and reaching out to people and with touch calls and connecting with them. And when you do that and you focus on them, typically things tend to happen that are mutually beneficial.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, that attitude is really, really important right now. So what would you suggest as a behavior that people can embody and engage in based off of that?
Yeah, Nema, when it comes to behaviors, it's really important every day to hit the reset button. Our schedules are different. I mean, I'm an extrovert. I'm a high I disc style. I love being around people. I'm even hearing on a side note that the so-called introverts out there are actually saying, you know what, that extrovert thing may not be too bad right now because of really how we're all feeling. So when you think about from a behavior standpoint, it's really important to know what type of daily goals do I want to set. Is it reaching out to 20 former customers that used to work with the organization years ago? Is it exporting all of your LinkedIn contacts to an Excel file and going through them in a way you never have before, by company, by position, by industry, if you will, and then setting goals to reach out to those individuals. A couple other behaviors. One, you think about all the different associations, all the different events that have been postponed. In every industry that anyone works in, there's various associations. A lot of these events are going to be rescheduled again for the fall. Why not reach out, depending on your role, reach out to these associations and have a conversation and be on the front line of saying, hey, when these events are rescheduled in the fall, are you looking for any speakers at these events? Are you looking for people to be involved? And really starting to get ahead of the game and planning for the future. One other thing, Nemo, on the behavior, it's thinking about yourself, is taking a piece of paper and literally writing down 4 words. Those 4 words or 4 different phrases. What do I do well? What can I do better? What can I do more of? And what can I do differently? And as you write those things down, at the right-hand side, write down the impact and think about the impact of different things you can do better, more of, and differently. If there's a strong impact, think about putting those things into your daily behaviors. Impact on customers, family, you name it. It's just a real nice thing to be able to do to reset in your daily behaviors.
Chris, I love that. So then technique-wise, what are the techniques that you think people should be engaging in?
Probably the most important right now, and sometimes it's the most easiest to overlook, is listen. Listen to understand versus being understood. I mean, let's face it, we have a lot of good stuff to say, right? I mean, we love saying stuff, but we have to step back and be a good listener. Anyone that says they're a great listener and during normal times, that's a challenge, because I don't really think there's any self-professed great listeners, because it's very hard. We have to focus on that. And when it comes to listening, it means listening to our prospects when we talk to them, to our customers. I mean, no one likes a hard sell. No one liked a hard sell 6 months ago, a year from now. But when you call someone up and you ask them today, and you start your conversation with, hey, Nema, it's Chris McDonell. We haven't spoken in a while. Obviously meeting face to face right now is just not an option. So I'm just reaching out to check in, to say hello, and to see how you're doing in the midst of all this craziness, and just reaching out and making connections like that.
Chris, this is incredible information. Thank you so much for sharing it. So Sandler Worldwide Shoutouts. We're going to be speaking to Sandler trainers all over the world, getting their best practices, their behaviors, their attitudes, and their techniques, and hopefully sharing them with people like you. So based on what Chris said, reach out with empathy, reach out with understanding, seek to listen, seek to understand prior to seeking to be understood. Hey, Chris, before we sign off here, any last words or requests?
You know what, Nema? For the last time, give me the launch codes.